right, breaking news now. The Nigeria Police Force has filed a suit at the Federal High Court in Abuja, praying for an order stopping the various states' judicial panels of inquiry, probing allegations of rights abuses and other acts of brutality of the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad and other police tactical units. Well, the police is urging the court to restrain the attorneys general of the 36 states of the Federation and their various panels of inquiry from going ahead with the probe focusing on police impunity. The decision to set up the various panels of inquiry was taken by the National Economic Council, NEC, with members including the 36 state governors and Vice President Yemi Oshibajo, in the aftermath of the recent nationwide #EndSARS protest demanding an end to police brutality. While Eromosele Adene is one of hundreds of demonstrators who was detained since the protest began in early October, he joins us now to discuss the clampdown on the EndSARS protesters and now the police seeking to stop the judicial panel probes, Eroms, as you're called, in short. Glad to have you join us.
Oh, thank you.
Good.
I feel good to be here too.
All right, let's take it from what you just heard now on the police going to court to stop the 36 states panels of inquiry on police brutality.
Okay, I just heard about it some minutes ago. I've been having a lot on my plate. But I would like to know why. I would like to understand why they did that, the intentions for doing that. Maybe they have an alternate solution or something. So till I get that, I would not like to make any comment on it.
Okay, I'll carry on calling you Erons then. You're looking quite fresh, as your lady friend mentioned when she picked you up from incarceration. What was your experience like when you were incarcerated? Was it an eye-opening experience for you?
Yeah, of course it was. Of course, you know, it was a different experience, one that I would remember for a long time, one that I will not forget, and one that I'm very grateful of.
Thank you very much, Erons. I think before you were cast into, the national media's attention, you were definitely a Nigerian doing good work. If you could tell us about your life beforehand. I know that in the middle of the protest, the reason why you were on the streets was to make sure that protesters were fed. So if you could tell us about your initiative and your life before you were thrust into your current situation. I think lots of people would like to hear your story on that. Okay,
I'm a musician. And I run a charity outreach, a CSR of my company, to a small company. It's the CSR is called Belefo Niger. We do a lot of charity outreaches to states, and we would have one on Saturday across 8 states in the country. So I do a lot of charity works, and I sing, and I help people around me in little ways I can. Youths, develop their skills. That was what I was basically doing before this happened.
So how does it feel, how does it feel to know that you were doing corporate social responsibility, you were doing charity work on the streets, you were making sure that people were fed? How does it now feel to become a victim again of I'm trying not to use the word police brutality because I don't want to put words in your mouth, but how does it feel to know that you were responded so harshly while you were doing good work?
It feels painful, but I'm pretty sure they didn't know that before I was picked. But now that they do know that if I get picked again, I will feel bad, I'll feel horrible. But because everything we do is for nation building, that is the goal, to ensure the country gets better, to ensure people get to eat what they deserve. Not one person eating another man's food and leaving crumbs for him. That is unfair. Nation building, everybody has a share of the national cake. Everybody has a share of the national resources. It goes around. People get what they deserve. You work for 30 days in a month, 15 days in a month, and you should get paid what you're worth. Right people should get empowered. It's a lot of things, but nation building is the goal.
All right. I'll ask you 2 questions, Eroms. One is, you were accused of criminal incitement, cyber stalking, provoking a breach of public peace. What are you doing and your lawyers doing to extricate you from these charges? That is one. And I listened to you the other day, you were encouraging and I think is also, I can't remember who he is, but he's behind bars, that it will soon be over. So you could talk about that also, added to the question I asked you.
Okay, for the charges against me, my lawyers are working on it. Lawyers, because Nigerians have been amazing, you know. There were like over 20 lawyers in my second court hearing. So lawyers are working on that, and I really cannot make any comment on it until they're done. And also for the person you're talking about is Nicholas Mba. He was picked up and he's been in prison for a very long time and has the spinal cord injury. He shouldn't be kept for so long. This case should have been over since. And then we're at the court some days ago, or I think it was yesterday. Yeah, we were at the court yesterday, and we heard, his hearing was supposed to be yesterday, and we heard they've adjourned it to 28th. So he's going to spend Christmas in prison. Yeah, for no just cause.
If you don't mind my saying, your outlook still seems very, you're not aggressive despite what you've gone through, despite the injustice. What would you say to people who have a perspective of Nigerian youths that, you know, they're more aggressive than constructive? What has been your experience during this period? Okay,
now the issue is profiling. People see Nigerian youths and expect to see violence. They see us with our hair like this and expect to see a fraudulent person. I can assure you, if you go through my emails, all the emails I've set up since I was born, if I can use that, you will see nothing fraudulent in it. You'll see nothing fraudulent in my account balances, in my bank accounts. Not everybody is who you think they are because of how they look. I don't see any reason why I should be violent or I should be angry or I should be, no. Some things are meant to happen, and with what happened, you don't expect to be fighting tyranny and think you will not be locked up. So it was meant to happen. But beyond all this, it is about constructive criticism. Exactly. Yes, I'm pissed about what happened, but the way forward, you have to be constructive about it. You don't just, when you keep criticizing and criticizing, it eventually becomes a nag. So we have to be constructive about our criticism.
I love that. I love that statement. It was Dale Carnegie who said that it's easy for fools to criticize, but it takes leaders to praise. I love that attitude. Let me ask you this. Well, the NSAS protest, all right. Eroms, I'm afraid that's what we'll have to leave it.
I think it'll be a good place to leave on the fact that Eroms did mention that coming towards the tail end of this week, you said Belefu would go back onto the streets and be feeding people. Is that what we understand to be correct?
Yes, on Saturday, Lagos is going to be at Oshodi between 10 and 11 in the morning. We're going to be feeding a minimum of 500. We're going to try and feed 3,000 people across the country. So you can check us on Instagram or Twitter at Belefu Naija, BELLEFUL, then Naija, NAIJI. So we need all the support. You know, Fantastic. It's different now. It has national attention, which
Fantastic.
is amazing.
Eroms, thank you so much for your time there. We've really enjoyed that discussion.